Nice
because
looking glasses.
the screen hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
But
It is,
so how are you, good friend?
I'm good. Yes, it's been a couple of weeks.
Good. I've asked a couple of my
Hello.
hello.
A couple of refugees and things.
I mean, we're going to have a government. We're going to.
Situations.
I think it'll be worse. I honestly think it will be worse. And
Yeah.
I think the saddest part about it.
Be up to thinking that the resolution to this was.
Yeah. Because otherwise.
Well, that was a little fine talk. That's a I remember it's not the best, I suppose, but things, and maybe just taking one.
Obviously, there are.
And you should be okay. Yeah.
Follow the ingredients. Although it got something else to say.
Traditionally.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Mind Over Madness podcast, episode 40 something. I think it's 42.
40 yes.
42, I think. Wow. 42 episodes. Wow.
Wow. Can we get to 50?
I believe so. I just don't know if it'll be a fun journey.
No, I will.
No, it will. It has been a very fun journey as of so far. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm wearing glasses because
Nice looking glasses.
the screen hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
But
It is, isn't it?
yeah. So how are you, good friend?
I'm good. Yes, it's been a couple of weeks, which is plenty of stuff has happened. Seen a lot of family, seen a few friends, and yeah, it's been good to have a bit of downtime and stuff. It's bank holiday weekend right now, nice and chill.
But here we are, spending our bank holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah, servicing the people,
allowing people to listen to us talk about random things. But anything interesting that you've been up to? Obviously, the podcast is a week late. That is, unfortunately, I had some personal matters that got in the way of us recording it, so we pushed it back a week. But for the benefit of the podcast, we can't just record a podcast when someone's not good. Then it's not how it works.
Exactly. Nothing too interesting has happened. Just trying to get back into the gym and fitness and stuff. Well, I say gym. I'm a swimming guy. Not really into the weights and stuff. But just trying to get into that because nothing can cleanse the mind like a good swim.
Well, it's a good form of exercise as well. You use every muscle in your body for it. So.
Yeah. But then I always eat shit when I get back. So
everything you burnt off. It's just gone.
Just get back from the gym. Oh, time to start the healthy lifestyle. Oh, let's make some brownies.
Oh, brownies. I'd love to make like a tray of brownies.
As I almost did last night, but I ended up just eating the chocolate for them instead. So that's
that's like the typical British thing, though, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to make something like that, and then you just eat all the ingredients. You're like, this did not go well.
Stuck on this butter for a while.
Brilliant. Fair dues.
That's the ultimate form of laziness. Just start eating the ingredients.
I'll just start eating the chocolate on its own. Sod the brownie.
Yeah. It's just a very stripped down brownie, right?
It's technically. You're not wrong. Just eat all the ingredients raw. Just mixed into a bowl.
Just add a spoonful of flour.
To be fair, I used to do that with, when you're making a cake and obviously you have the cake mix beforehand, so you have to move it. I used to eat that like raw.
Not healthy at all, but everyone does it. Lick the spoon. Raw egg,
Raw egg. Who doesn't eat a raw egg? Have you not watched Rocky? Have you not watched Rocky? You should eat 12.
Who doesn't like raw cake batter though?
Oh no, it's so tasty. One of the strangest things ever, but it is.
Yeah. I did make a vegan cake when my sister came down because she's vegan, and that went down well. I think she was like, "This is the same recipe I use, and it tastes better than my one." So. Okay.
Wow.
It's using a mixture of sugars. You see, that's my secret.
Yeah, that is the secret, and the secret sauce of which we do not reveal because secret sauce.
Yes, maybe there are some other steps in there, but I never said which sugars, right?
True. There are many different Find some sugars to go into this. Next time I come up here, we'll have to make a cake because I still haven't made one yet.
Yeah. I'll show you how.
Yeah. Guide me.
With the hand whisk.
Oh, yes. But yes. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that your week has been, or weeks, I should say, have been very good.
Most of us haven't, I just forgot.
Yeah, it's true.
How's your week's been?
Not too bad. Of course, the fucking personal matter is somewhat dealt with at this point. Other than that, just really not a lot. Obviously, we had Gamescom, which I actually tuned in for once.
Oh, nice.
Weirdly enough. I don't know why. I was sitting there on the day, I was like, what's Gamescom today? I never really care about these, but why not? I'll check it out. And that was interesting. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit. Playing a lot of games. Obviously, me and you have been playing through Alien Elite Squad. I believe that's what it's called, right?
Alien Spy Team Elite, yeah.
Yeah, there we are. I don't even know the name of the game.
Yeah.
That's been fun.
It's a bit of a curveball, came out of nowhere. I saw it, and after playing Back 4 Blood beta, I was like, I'm in the mood for some, co-op zombie alien shooter stuff. And I thought, this actually looks quite good, but it's a bit of a gamble.
Camera.
Yes, hello, Focus.
Yeah, Focus, are you a thing? There you go.
So I took a gamble and was like, oh, I'll get this one. And it seemed to have paid off in the end, so we've been having a good low blast on that.
It is very fun. I think we've not got a lot left of it either. Well, in regards to campaign-wise.
If we can get past the mission that we're stuck on,
I played it this morning. I tried to do a little bit this morning because one of the dailies was to do a mission on intermediate.
Oh, okay.
I got literally I did the first mission, right? So you know when you have to go in the elevator at the end? I literally got to the door just before you get in and then died.
Oh.
I was very angry. So I just came up and was like, no. I will come back to this later. That's fine.
Give me checkpoints.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a very good game.
Yeah, it does get. It's no joke the difficulty to it. It does get quite hard at some point.
Ramps up very quickly.
Yeah, but that's all part of the challenge and fun. So
it is.
We'll get it done.
We will indeed. But yeah, other than that, not a lot's been going on for me, mate. It's been a pretty quiet week.
Fair play. Well, shall we dive into some podcast goodness then?
Yes. Obviously, normally we have a little structure that we go by, but this week, not so much.
You're surprisingly more excited.
Yeah, we're going through it, just kind of random shit. I've asked a couple of my friends to throw a few things in. Obviously, mine and Sean's friends, they've thrown a few things in. So, we'll go over a couple of things and then back to normal then next week.
I can see myself in your glasses.
Look, there you are, Sean. There you are. There you are. Hello. I'm just trying to keep my head down.
I can't handle three of me.
Three of you is too much. One of you is exciting enough. I cannot handle three. But yes. So would you like to go first, sir? With your first one? Or should I?
Am I supposed to have some?
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to have it. I mean, I can't. I don't know how I was planning this one. But
well, I just kind of planned it as if it was a normal one, so I can just talk about anything, I suppose. So
fucking pick a mix.
Yeah. We could talk a bit about Afghanistan, I suppose, to start with. Just a bit of news. Bit of depressing news.
Bit of an oof. Yeah. Let's get this one out of the way first.
So obviously
what
Joe
a
Biden.
Shit show.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Biden has decided to pull the troops out of Afghanistan, and kind of get rid of all kind of semblance of order, and the Taliban have taken over.
Order. Fuck me. I think what was it? Recently, 13 soldiers, U.S. soldiers, died for the first time which is the most soldiers that have died in like 7 years. Well done, Biden. Yeah. You've done a great job, mate. Fucking hell.
It's just the government, lack of government there is just such a shambles. It's beyond belief, and everyone's been trying to escape through the airports and stuff. And the Taliban aren't allowing the natives to escape.
I still think it was a bad idea. I think staying there, obviously, it's a lot of money, but they were not prepared for us to leave. And all right, okay, Trump started the process. That didn't mean Biden had to follow. It didn't mean the UK had to follow at all. I mean, look at the amount of things that Biden has gone back on that Trump has done. You know, like the summit, global warming stuff. Like, he's gone back on it all. Why didn't he go back on this? Well, it's pointless. I'm wasting money. Mate,
Yeah.
you have killed 30. You have got 13 soldiers killed from your incompetence of how to deal with this situation. And the UK have abandoned fuck knows how many people there.
You
So
know.
we're never going to be trusted again. They're going to look at us as a fucking laughingstock now.
I know, we're just kind of breeding a lot of hatred.
I can't say I
Very
blame the
well.
rest of the world. I mean, fuck me. I live in Wales. Like, I live in the UK, and I fucking hate it. Like, it's shocking. I've never seen incompetence like it, and we've just gone through COVID.
Yeah.
So
It's like just
unbelievable.
yeah, it all seems to be quite sudden, to be honest. Obviously, we're taking a couple of refugees in this country. I think the 20,000 came to Manchester and put up in hotels. But I wonder if they had to do a COVID test before they came in. Probably not.
Probably.
But
I think at this point, I think of this. I told you, didn't I fucking say this in one of our last podcasts? There will be something else, and COVID will become background. Look what happened. It's just what happens.
Like, a lot of people saying, "Oh, COVID's gone away now."
It hasn't
now
gone
this
away,
this
it's
new
still
thing.
I mean, I'm a bit. I don't know. It's such a mix of anger and disappointment in how this has been handled, because obviously the Western, hemisphere, obviously, the UK, America, all that kind of stuff. We've been kind of the ones that have helped as much as possible in like places like Afghanistan and wars and things like that. And now it just feels like we're just abandoning them because, well, why not? And it's like every time Biden's been questioned on it, he's just completely... Like, even Boris Johnson criticised Biden for not extending the deadline. Even everyone in Europe was like, Biden, you have failed here, mate. What are you fucking playing at? You are not getting everyone out of there by the 31st. Well, we're keeping it because that's the deal we made. No, that's the deal Trump made. You can't keep blaming Trump. He has been gone for 9 months, Biden. You have had 9 months to prepare. It just feels like... Because wasn't there... Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there... when they did the intelligence stuff for... Oh, well, we think the Taliban will take this long, for instance. There's been evidence to show that actually Biden was warned. No, they will take it incredibly quickly if you're not careful. And he just completely ignored it, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so is it? On the other hand, you could just think of like they're pumping so much money and resources into this thing. Like, can this situation be actually fixed? Yeah. By control of U.S. Marines and whatever. It's like eventually the Taliban are going to take over anyway. So why not just let it happen now?
I think I understand the thing of, well, I mean, it's been going on 20 years and we're still going. It's not ended. Yeah. And I understand that, and I understand that some troops have it saves money. But what about and this is the point I will always come back to, the tens of thousands of people that helped the government out, who are now basically on a kill list. It's been reported there are kill squads of the Taliban going around killing people now, because they know they're not getting out in time. So fuck it, just go and kill them. They betrayed their country, and the Taliban are like, no, we're going to set up everything. It's going to be great. And they're like, we're going to have a government. We're going to fuck off. You're the Taliban. You're not going to have a government. You're going to be.
It's going to be some kind of like South Korea situation.
I think it'll be worse. I honestly think it will be worse. And I think that the saddest part about all of this is the innocent people that are being killed. And the soldiers that are trying their absolute best to just do their job. 13. That is the highest amount of US forces that were killed in, I can't remember, I think 7 or 8 years, something like that. In the course of 7 or 8 years, no deaths. 13 in one day. Yeah. From one, well, I think it was two bombers? Was it 2 bombers? I can't remember. I think there was 2 explosions, but... And then the US have now struck a drone down, which apparently took out more... planned suicide attacks, but apparently it's also killed civilians. So now the US are killing civilians. It's like, I mean, Trump was no better. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he would have handled this any better. I don't think he would have, but I think Biden needs to be removed. He clearly isn't helping. Like, I mean, he promised a lot. He promised a lot, and I guess anything was better than Trump in our eyes at the time. But I mean, 2020 hindsight is 2020, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like Biden should be removed because he's a bumbling idiot. I mean, I watched. I haven't watched the full thing, but I watched like snippets from like the conference he did when he got asked about the fact that soldiers have died and that hasn't happened. And do you feel personally responsible for it? I think he asked, and it was something along the lines of that he basically just went, yeah, but and I know that this was an inevitable thing to happen. And it's like he wouldn't take any blame or any responsibility. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a frustrating and sad situation, especially considering that the UK, Boris has touted us as, oh, well, we'll do our own thing. We're going to become our own, we're going to become our own powerhouse. And he fucked off early. Boris, you said that you wanted to show the world that the UK can be trusted. Fucking do something.
It's the US puppets.
That's what we are. And I think, you're dead on the nail with that. I think that's probably become more evident now during this horrible, horrible time for all those innocent people. It's just, I don't know. I watched one video, and it's like, it's just too upsetting.
Yeah.
And it's sad to think that is still a thing happening now.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't know.
An advanced... living in like a civilized country, you can't like imagine stuff like that.
I know. And I don't know, it's such a surreal thing to watch as well, because obviously we've known that the war's been going on, but I mean, seeing all those people lining up and just waiting to go on like these enormous carriers so they can get to the UK or the US, it's just, you see these parents throwing their kids at soldiers and stuff, and it's so sad. It's
just going to end in disaster, I think. That's like, I don't know how it's going to end, but
I don't think there was a clean ending to this war at all. But I do think this is probably one of the worst outcomes. I think this could have been done a lot better, and I think that the fact that Taliban just took over so easily, by one of Biden's reasonings again, and one of the UK's reasonings was money. We want to save money. Look how much money they pumped into the soldiers they were training, these super soldiers. All of them fucked off or just left their equipment ready for the Taliban to just go, oh, cheers, fellas. Thanks for that. Now we've got armoured cars, we've got new weaponry, new RPGs, new explosives, drones. What happened to these super soldiers? Oh, apparently they just smoked weed all day and did fuck all.
Yeah.
What? Sorry?
Excuse me?
Where did all that money go, Biden? And Trump and all these other fucking presidents, even Obama, any of these fucking presidents. All that money you were pumping into it, and what, you didn't check to see if it was going to the right things? How fucking incompetent do you have to be? This war has been going 20 years, and you are telling me that in 20 fucking years, you couldn't train a single fucking soldier to stay and do their fucking job. Nah, Taliban's too scary. Sorry, fam, I'm out. I get that it's obviously, I'm talking as a civilian who has never seen the kind of horrors of war and things like that. But from someone who kind of prides themselves on their country, who loves their country and whatever, I'm so disgusted with how the Western side has, treated this.
Abandoned.
Yeah. Exactly, abandoned. That's the best word for it.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of just been abandoned and, let them deal with it, Yeah. In 10 years' time when they declare war on us again, we'll have to intervene again.
Well, I mean, Russia and China have already acknowledged the Taliban's government and said, yeah, that's a real thing. The UK, I don't think we have. I think we said that we're holding out to make sure that I think Boris said something along the lines of, I want to make sure there's no atrocities, no human rights being broken. Yeah, and we all know that means in Boris speak, I'll accept it later, but right now, I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's not going to be in his leadership that anything happens. So
Boris is going to fuck off. I reckon he's going to be gone by next year. I think, and it isn't going to be because he get voted out or anything. He'll leave. He'll be like, I'm stepping down.
He'll do a Cameron.
Yeah.
Run
Run away from the problem.
Here's my excuse. I'm rolling with it.
My fellow friend, who I went to the same pissing school as, he ran off when stuff got hot. I'm leaving now. I'm going to go away and cheat on my wife. It's like, okay, great, wonderful. I don't know. I have no faith in like any government. Like fuck governments, man. Clearly, they're no better than a fucking democracy, a fucking dictatorship. Clearly, they don't care.
It's like, I used to think like, oh, well, clearly they're much smarter than, your average person. They're making the important decisions, but the pandemic has shown that there is a massive division between the people and the government.
And then stuff like this just shows the sheer incompetence of actual serious situations. Not saying that COVID was not an actual serious. It was a serious. But what I mean is, this is like a war. This is a way. This should have been done in such a way that it was like, right, let's arrange so we can get as many people off as we can. The people we can't, let's ensure that they are safe. Let's get them to be safe somehow before we pull out. But Biden was like, nah, I'm just going to make a date, mate, and that's it. Sorry. I can't even imagine, like, Americans, they're super patriotic. I think most Americans are, at least from what I've seen. Again, not an expert. But I can't even imagine the shame and the anger that any kind of ex-Marine or retired or injured person from the war must feel. Like, how betrayed they must feel. There was one in the UK, a guy that lost both his legs, and he was like, I just don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Then why the fuck did I lose my legs for? Why did I get injured? Why was I there?
It was just like, it all seemed pointless.
Yeah, and it's such a, I don't know. I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens at the end of this month, but I can't see, which is literally tomorrow, at time of recording this, I can't see this ending well. Like,
no, it's not going to. It was a mistake to go in the first place, and an even bigger mistake to pull out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, who was it? Bush, was it? That pushed in. And a lot of people criticised him for doing that, and I think they were right to do so. I know there were a lot of innocent people that obviously needed help, and, America, being the powerhouse it is, best person to turn to. But clearly, it's a very dark subject. I laugh, but obviously, it's to cover the sadness that comes from this.
Yeah.
I think it's shocking as well, more than anything, because who would have thought, 21st century technology, all the fucking money and stuff that governments need, and yet they're still trying to clamour for more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is going to end in worse than disaster. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I hope for the best, but,
Hope for the best, but realism hits me in the face like a ton of bricks. So, I don't know.
I hope someone out there makes a right decision. But, hard to come by these days.
Yes, unfortunately. Even with all the smart people running the country.
Yes.
But yes.
Yes.
Anyway, off of Afghanistan, let's go on to...
Completely
off it. It's a depressing one, but I think it's important that we talk about it as well. But let's go on to a question that we actually had from Robin. Ooh. I wonder what this could be about. Who would be a good actor, to play Doctor Who next? Obviously, lots of speculation around whatever her name is, leaving the role. I haven't watched Doctor Who since Matt Smith, so...
was it Jodie?
Jodie Whittaker, yes.
Yeah.
The one that literally is the most hated Doctor I think that's ever taken the mantle. But
I've only watched like one episode of it with her in it.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped watching around David Tennant and the next one.
When David Tennant regenerated, I cried. And then I watched like the first series of Matt Smith, and nothing ever... I don't know, it didn't grip me the same way that David Tennant's portrayal did.
Yeah.
But,
Then the old guy, I can't remember what he's called, but he took over.
Yeah, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Apparently he was very good.
Any relation to Lewis Capaldi?
I don't think so, no. But
apart from the fact that they're both white.
Yeah, apart from that. Out of curiosity, who would you want to see as the Doctor then?
I would like to see Benedict Cumberbatch as the Doctor.
Ooh.
I think he'd be a really good one. Of course, I think he's way too A-list to be able to do that now. But,
yeah, I don't think the BBC could probably afford him anymore. Although he did do Sherlock.
Yeah, after seeing him in Sherlock and Star Trek and stuff, I think he'd be, and as Doctor Strange, he'd be good. Yeah. So he's kind of a doctor anyway. So.
Yeah, no, he's...
I think he'd be really good as a Doctor, but I think they'd need to really ramp it up to be able to afford him and do him justice as well, because that kind of acting ability is hard to come by, and I think he would be great. It would be great to watch anyway. I would actually start watching it then.
Yeah, no, I'd go back to watch it. If I never even thought of Benedict Cumberbatch. That's such a good one, because I reckon he could play a really good analyst. I reckon he would probably bring a lot of David Tennant energy as well.
Yeah, because he can, as you've seen in Sherlock, he can be quite funny and
yeah, witty.
Bring a lot of enthusiasm to it.
No, I'm all for that, mate. That actually is a great one.
Yeah.
Who would I want to see play him? I don't know. I can't see anyone other than David Tennant. That's the sad thing.
James Corden.
Oh, fuck no. The fact that he was even in a Doctor Who episode upsets me. Wasn't he? He was with Matt Smith, I think. He had an episode with. Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Like
Lady Gaga. That's the way it's going.
Lady Gaga. Yeah, no, that's an interesting one.
Although I think she's probably still better than Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah. I think anyone would have been better. The way Jodie... I think the reason people got upset with Jodie Whittaker wasn't because of her portrayal of it. I think it was more to do with how she treated the fans and how she how she talked about the series. Like it's like she didn't give a fuck. It's like, oh, it's not an honor to play this role like every other Doctor before her. It was like, oh, I got the role because I'm a woman. Not a good way to get it.
Wrong attitude.
Yes, bad attitude.
Yes, that's important.
Yeah, and
like for the history of Doctors, but
hey, this conversation, I'm going to be saying some controversial shit later that goes against everyone in the Saints Row series, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? Interestingly, I'd like to see another female Doctor, but someone who actually can, give a shit. But I don't know who I would choose. Be interesting to see some characters return, but I don't know who I'd actually pick.
I think there's been tons of great female actors in Doctor Who, but none of them actually being the Doctor. More like the sidekick or what have you. So there's some brilliant ones for those.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I'm not against having a female Doctor. Like, just have someone that's respectful.
Yeah.
And don't try to force an agenda. I think that's another thing. After Russell T Davies left, the original writer for Doctor Who, when they brought it back anyway with Christopher Eccleston, I think that's when it changed, because he could write a good story for anyone. I think Peter Capaldi's, he acted extremely well as far as I'd seen, but I think the writing wasn't on point. I think the same goes for Jodie Whittaker, and it doesn't help that she's about as fucking charismatic as a plank of wood. So,
yeah.
I mean, just my opinion, right? If you like her, good. More power to you. Enjoy the episode she's done. But to me, she was a hunk of shit.
Yeah.
And her attitude.
I watched one episode where they're in like a block of flats and the spiders take over or something, and it's just like, not for me. No.
she tries to, I don't know. I think she tries to portray her Doctor portrayal was meant to be energetic and super over the top, but she doesn't seem interested. Like she doesn't seem to give a shit. She's like, I don't really care. Whereas if you watch David or Matt Smith, I wasn't the biggest fan of Matt Smith, for instance, but I know I could go and watch an episode of his and he's really into it. The same as David Tennant was. Even Christopher Eccleston, even though he only did one series, he still enjoyed it, and you could tell it. So
yeah. But with her, it seemed like just another job and one on the notch on the belt because she wants to move on to bigger and better things.
Exactly.
Which is fair enough, but that's not what the Doctor Who fans require.
Exactly. Look at David Tennant. People wanted him to stay longer. They're like, why are you leaving? Get back here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If I had to choose someone that I'd like to see, if I had to go with an actor, top of my head, I'd like to see. I'd like to see Tom Hardy. That would be an interesting one. If you could have anyone, right? Obviously, Tom Hardy is never going to play the Doctor. I'm aware, but I think that would be quite a cool one. It'd be interesting to see him in a role such as that. Because obviously,
I think he'd be great in that.
Yeah, I think he definitely would portray it in a way. But yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Robin, for that wonderful question. So yeah.
And who would you fight like, Robin? Please
Yeah.
let us.
Let us know, Robin. Who would your dream doctor be? That would be an interesting one, actually. Yeah, let us know, and we'll talk about that in the next one, the next podcast. But yes, your turn, sir.
Okay. Shall I move on to an interesting one?
Oh, go on.
I want to talk about fines, like, for example, like speeding fines and stuff. Like, do you think they're a good punishment, or are they just some kind of punishment which affects certain people more than others?
So fines now we're talking about,
yeah.
Sorry, my brain went in and out.
Yeah.
Fines. Okay. So are we talking about just in general, or is
Just
it
like in general, like parking fines, speeding fines, like any kind of monetary fine? Is that a good deterrent for doing something, or is it not?
Interesting question. Good question.
It definitely depends who you are and how much money you have.
I mean, if you've got millions, you know, a £30 fine ain't gonna mean shit.
Yeah.
Even £1,000 fine won't mean shit. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good universal way of being able to sort of charge, you know, punish people without just being like going to jail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like what they need to do is find a way to make fines percentages of what you earn. But I know that's not possible, but that would be how I would change it.
I believe in like it's either Norway or Sweden or something that they do something like that, where income-based fines.
Yeah, well, I think that's what it should be. Because then you can't be like, well, that person paid that much, but it didn't affect them as much. So it's like if someone's earning like £1,000, let's say, a month, they have to pay 5%. But then someone who's earning 20 grand has to pay 5% of their earnings for a month. They're paying the same amount essentially, but it's in a percentage form, so that 20 grand person has to pay more because they have more. Yeah. I think that's how it should be done. I think then it would be more beneficial.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
That's how I was thinking that the resolution to this was.
Yeah. Because otherwise, you're charging people who like it could just basically wipe their ass with money.
It's like, how much is parking in London? Oh, it's £40 all day. Oh, well, where's that? Just anywhere, because you just get a fine and it's £40.
Yeah, I just park anywhere. I just park on the fucking monument.
Yeah.
I got charged £1,000 the other day. Oh, they think that hurts me.
That's bargain. Parking all day.
Bargain. Can you imagine? Oh.
Just right outside Buckingham Palace gate. Here we go.
I got impounded. I had to go get my car. It was such an inconvenience. What about the money? Oh, that's fine.
We had a great day out there.
Great day. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the only way to do fines fairly is by a percentage on your income.
Yeah, I suppose.
University. I don't think there is another way to do it. Like I know right now, it's like, oh, when you get charged, I don't know how much it is, but like 20 quid if you
up to a maximum thing if you reoccurred.
Yeah, you get charged more for the more occurrences kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, I don't see if that works though. Because imagine if you did that in a percentage way. Oh, the first fine is 5%. Oh well, that's not too bad. Next one's 10%. Oh, okay, that's a little more uncomfortable. Next one's 20%. All right, okay, I won't do that again. That's I think double it every time.
I suppose if there was no fines, then what other alternative would there be to like punish people, like flog them in the street?
Back to the medieval. Here's my stick. We live in the UK, not America. Sorry.
You can't park here. The warden's trying to beat you up.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think fines are probably universally the easiest way to punish everyone equally, but I just don't think it's done in an equal way right now. I think, like you say, if Norway and sort of other countries are doing it like that, why aren't we?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because the government
is
too lazy. Yeah, capitalism, and the government's too fucking lazy and can't be asked to make a database for it. But yeah, no, I think if you're gonna do fines, it should be done fairly, equally. That's why I don't really agree with fines and stuff like as a punishment right now, because it's not fair. It doesn't work in that way. And I guess you could argue then though, oh well, if someone's earning less, they have to pay less. Yes, but it's still 5% of their income. That's the point I'm trying to make. What they make in a month, 5% of that has to go to the fine, whether they like it or not. Doesn't matter how much you earn, 5% of your money goes there.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, a person who's earning 20 grand compared to $1,000 is still going to be better off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. I think an income-based way would be better. Unless
Or maybe like there's a way to like punish them by increasing the taxes.
Oh yeah, but then if you're someone like Jeff Bezos, you don't have to fucking pay anything. Mr. Bezos, you have been parked in this disabled pay for I don't know how many years now. That bill is going to be ridiculous.
You've got your rocket here.
Let's have a look at your taxes, shall we? We'll increase them just to make up for it, so it's quicker. Jack shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. I don't think there's any other way you could do fines, really. I know that now it's like a fixed penalty, so it's like 10 or 20 or whatever. But, I mean, can you think of any other way?
No, otherwise it's just happened at the maximum, but that's even more unfair, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
There needs to be some kind of percentage-based change or whatever, but I know it's not going to happen anytime soon. They're just it's easier to just have fixed penalty fines.
Yeah.
For the government, anyway, because, they don't want to be seen like they're intruding on our lives too much.
That's what they do anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I think that's probably the best way to do fines.
All right.
Percentage-based.
Well, that was a little fine talk. That was a fine talk.
That was a quick one, but I liked it. A quick one. I have got one suggestion here from Callum. He said, talk about the Nirvana shit. I don't know if you've heard about this. The kid that was on the cover of the famous Nirvana, obviously the album. Very good album. And he is claiming that it's child pornography and that he is trying to sue Nirvana for it, which is hilarious to me since this guy has remade the image twice.
Yeah.
Fine with it then, weren't you prick? So, I don't know. For me...
It's like one of those things, isn't it? No, sorry, you go.
No, go on. I was just going to...
I remember seeing that. It's very memorable, it's striking kind of cover album, like, which is... It's not the best, I suppose, but, I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, that's a bit weird when I was a lot younger, but, my friends were into that music and stuff, and I'm like, so was I to an extent, but not a massive fan, but... we used to always go into like CEX or HMV or something and look at all the albums. Yeah. And but it's never really offended me or anyone I know of. But like you can imagine if they had grown up and never having acknowledged it and like saying, oh well, I didn't consent to this at the time. It's my parents but the fact that he's reenacted it many times throughout his life and up until recently has been fine with it, and now all of a sudden. Maybe he's come up on hard times or something and wants a bit of money, but...
No, I was about to say, we all know why he's doing it. Money! Yeah. It is the reason for anyone being a dick. And that's exactly what it is. The entire album, again, it's been a while since I've listened, but the entire album, at least in my interpretation, it's about the struggle of constantly chasing the money. And the idea of that cover, I believe, was...
ironic.
Yeah, and I think the idea of the cover was meant to be, even from a young age, you're chasing money because that's where you need to live your life. And like you say, he's redone the cover twice, and I think money's just dried up for him, and he's a bit upset by that. So he's like, "Well, I'm now going to sue you. It's not going to go anywhere." He's a fucking idiot. I think they were claiming something like, "Oh, well, he was a baby; he couldn't consent." Yeah, he hasn't complained for 20 years. Oh.
Yeah, it's like a grey area, isn't it? Like, surely there was some kind of contract went back at the time where his parents signed, which like waived all this stuff off.
Well, not just that, but it's not a sexualized cover.
No,
it isn't. It's literally an artistic representation of what the album was. So there's nothing wrong with it. Even from what I've seen and the because there have been a few videos that I've watched of people talking about it and kind of their takes, and at the time I think the photographer came out or something and said the parents were there, the child was safe, there was plenty of people around that had been vetted and checked, and everything was done properly and professionally and procedurally. Nothing explicit happened. It was just a kid swimming. That's it. And you can see that if you go to any hotel in the world in Spain, or in the world actually, yeah, not just Spain, but you go anywhere, you will see Western children running naked everywhere because that's just what we do. We don't like clothes as babies, and that's people don't fucking get angry and go, "Oh, I'm suing you because that's child pornography." I don't know. This guy clearly just wants extra money. That's all he wants. He's not interested in anything but money, and that's it.
It's just like on a wider scale. It's like it makes people take less risks and be less artistic about things. Because like if you're gonna be resulting in this like 10 years down the line, then what's the point in taking any risks? And everyone has to be flowers and unicorns. But like no, like art is
subjective.
Taking risks and it's expressing emotions and dark subjects and things like that, which aren't usually talked about, and kind of making these striking images, which makes you stop and think, oh, that's different, but when it ends in this, then it's like, oh, it tarnishes that whole kind of creative freedom of a lot of people with it.
It's not that deep. It's like it's an album cover.
Yeah.
I think he got apparently paid like 250 quid, or his parents got paid 250 quid for him to be on the cover of the album, right? And maybe because of the fact that the album made a shit ton of money, maybe he feels entitled to more. But then again, he's recreated it. He's done this iconic image in multiple times in his life and got paid for it. So, I don't know. It just feels very cash grabby. Like he doesn't really care that it might be explicitive or exploitative of the child. He just cares about the paycheck he's going to get at the end of this court case, which he won't.
Well, it'd be funny to see him try after all the evidence that, the hordes of people of Nirvana fans have found on him.
Also, something that just came to mind, I'm not sure of this, but I remember watching Count Dankula's video where he was talking about this on his second channel. Apparently, this isn't the first time this guy has done something like this. Like, he's tried to make quick cash from other stuff in the past as well by claiming whatever. So, scumbag? I mean, that would be my first thing. But
in that case, I'm sure the jury is very well made up their mind on this one.
Judge just looks at him. Get out.
Yeah.
You fucking nonce.
I think that would be more of a Judge Rinder situation than any of the judges.
Get out! Out of my courtroom. Out.
Yeah. Have your £200 and get out.
I love Judge Rinder. He's fucking brilliant. But yeah. So there you go. There you go, Callum. That's our take on it.
Yeah.
What a load of shit.
You're going to go into a fake courtroom and, get your fake justice for that one.
Yes. Some bitch. There we are. But yes.
Have you seen that video of, the Judge Rinder and, there's one woman who's claiming, a dog trying to, have sex with a cat or something, and then she can't stop laughing at it?
I think I remember this. I think I remember little bits and bobs. There's so many weird cases that go on that show, man.
Yeah.
So many weird ones.
It's funny.
I love Judge Rinder, but my goodness, some people that go on, they need help. Proper help.
Like how it says at the end, if your case is actually being seen by court, it's not allowed on this show.
Yeah.
This is just for the stupid ones.
It interferes with the actual case and stuff, apparently, or something.
Yeah.
So only one judge at a time. But yeah. One quick fire question that I do have from Robin. What do we think of Coke Zero?
Oh, now this is an important one, isn't it?
It's gross.
Is it like their new flavour or something?
I think so. I think it was
new
something
recipe.
to do with that, but
I don't think I've had Coke Zero in a long time.
I don't really drink fizzy drinks anymore. I can't, unfortunately. But from what I remember, not really my thing. I couldn't really drink it anyway.
Cheaper brands of Coke.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I used to get the 69p bottles. Yes, in the UK everything is 69. I know. That was done out of convenience, right? But,
I think they've actually gone down though, 60p at some places, but 2 for £1. Great saving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I really tried the new recipe yet.
I can't have zero sugar stuff, unfortunately. So, but I mean, I was never. I'm not really a fan of fizzy drinks anymore. I used to be a lot more. I think Lucozade is probably the only thing I drink now.
Yeah, I still am. I'm trying to cut down on them though, because I usually go through quite a few liters of Coke or other sugary stuff. Iron brie.
Iron brie, like Sicily.
um,
Oh well, that's it. Now she's gonna claim us because we said her name.
that'd be
Uh,
funny.
that would be actually hilarious. Oh, that'd be great.
But yeah, so I can't really comment on the Coke. So please, Robin, if you've tried it, let us know what you think of it.
Let us know what you think as well, Robin.
I'm assuming it's worse. Judging my reaction to it.
I don't know, but let us know. What a nice quick fire question. What a random one. I like it. Get a bit of randomness in there.
Yeah.
But
Well, I have had a few PS5 troubles this week. Well, not this week, but in the past few weeks.
Go on, sir. Tell us more.
Regarding the controller. So I was happily playing along when all of a sudden my R2 trigger just lost resistance all of a sudden. It became very, very easy to push in, and there's no resistance at all.
Yeah. Oh no.
So I was thinking, oh great, I'm gonna have to buy a new controller.
60.
But yeah, it's about £60. Yeah. But then I looked online and realised a lot of people were having some kind of similar issue, and I managed to get my technical brain on and open the controller up and see what's inside, and found a little spring broken inside it. So I took that out and then ordered a new spring, placed it, and it seems like it's all right. It's a little bit weaker than the other side for some reason, but I can live with that. But yeah, and then when I put it back together, I noticed that the L1 button was rattling every time it vibrated. So I did a little DIY thing with that and stuck a little screw thing in, and I've stopped that now.
Mate, this is the length we have to go to when you don't have money.
Yeah.
You have to try and fix stuff yourself.
Or you just have it ingrained in your mind not to spend money on things that you can't fix yourself.
Yes. 60, I can't believe that. The fact that because I remember you when you sent me the photo of it, I was like, what the fuck have you done?
Yeah.
No,
destroyed a dual shock controller in the process, but luckily that one already had massive drift issues anyway, so I never used it.
Yeah. Oh, fair dues to you though. You managed to actually fix it and keep it going, which is mighty impressive, sir.
Yeah, and I have an extra spring in case it happens again.
So what was it there? It's like a little spring that's attached to the right trigger, was it? That just broke.
Yeah, every single trigger has these springs in them that keeps it keeps it bouncing back when you press it. Obviously you've got the haptic, the adaptive triggers, which is different. It's like a motor inside it, so that obviously that probably doesn't help the strength of the spring, because it keeps on having to lose resistance, gain resistance, and putting more pressure on it. So I don't know what it is about that, but it just breaks, and a lot of people apparently have the issue as well. So don't be surprised if it happens in the future, because I wasn't exactly using it 24/7 all the time, which apparently that really fucks with your controls.
PS5, the actual fucking console, is the issue for me. But yeah, oh damn. Anything else that happened to the PS5, or was it just your controller this week?
It's just my controller this time. I know I was playing Alien now. I was trying to get you to do tests to see if my controller was working, but apparently that's an issue with that game.
That's an issue with the game, yes.
But yeah, that was a relief.
Yeah. Oh man.
But apparently they brought out a new version of the PS5, a very minute change. Something about the heat sink or something, it runs a bit hotter or something. I don't know. Yeah,
it's due to obviously the shortages that have been happening with silicone and other things as well. So chipsets, not chipsets. Chipsets have been very short. They've redesigned it so that it's still just as powerful. Apparently, there's no significant changes. But
apparently, it's 1 gram lighter.
Yeah, which is ooh, nice.
So why does new one?
I'll be honest, it probably wouldn't make a difference. That is a fat sumbitch of a console. So
it might have a better fan in it though.
Who knows? Although to be fair, I guess you can get another fan for it, but
can't get replacements. So I was looking online, but they're 50 quid still. No.
Oh, so expensive. Let's clean my PlayStation out today. Dusty.
Just give it a good blow. Done.
That probably sounded awful. But yeah, no. Yeah, the console. Sony have a habit of not fucking making things very well. I'll be honest.
Cheaping out a bit.
Yeah, I mean, all the PS4 controllers always get fucking drift. I've had 7 PS4 controllers in my entire time of owning a PS4 since they came out, and every single one drift. The 2 I've got now drift, and the batteries don't work. So
yeah,
very annoying. So I'm just waiting to see what happens with the PS5 one. It's just
like I understand they made them all during a pandemic and stuff. Well, probably maybe a bit before, but it's like don't cheap out on everything, please. We're paying enough money for these.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to break straight away. I mean, I could have sent that controller back to Sony for like a warranty repair, but is it really worth having 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks with no controller and not being able to play anything because they won't let you play games with the dual controller? Or I can just spend £3 and fix it myself. But if it happens again, or it's like a repeated thing, then definitely send it back. But
yeah, I think Microsoft have slightly beaten Sony in this one.
Yeah.
You can use the old controllers fine.
Yeah.
And you can store stuff on externals.
An arbitrary, you've got to go for remote play, and somehow that works then, or share play. But it's just arbitrary, limiting you so that you spend more money to get a new one.
Sony, I like you, but you are shit with your customer service. Like, awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can only imagine. Like, I'm just waiting for mine to go.
I know.
My PS5 still has heat issues. The fan, for whatever reason, occasionally it seems like it just stops. I'm like, great. That's a good start. So I'm like, great, that's wonderful. But
and your Wi-Fi signal isn't great all the time, or what? Not a Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi card's fucked in it. It doesn't work. I have to have it wired, otherwise I can't get any internet now. So it was my Wi-Fi card. I could change that, but I'm not going all the way down to the fucking board to change one thing.
No.
Not worth it. I'll break the fucking thing, knowing me. So,
yeah. It's very fiddly when it gets to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm okay with surface level things and, maybe just taking one thing off. But...
PS4 wasn't too bad to mess around in.
Yeah.
That was quite easy to fix stuff in. But the PS5 is so much bigger. And there's so much more shit that can break, so...
Yeah. You can get access to a lot of things just by taking the 2 plates off, which is fairly simple, but... anything deeper than that, then, you need a specialist.
Just not
or you need to watch a lot of videos on YouTube.
Yeah, and then slowly... spend a day just trying to take off one side. So you don't break it. But yeah.
But
All right, then. Have you got another thing, good sir? Or actually, is it my turn now? Or
it's your turn.
It's my turn. Oh, okay. Just making sure I'm getting thinking. Right. Okay. So let's talk about censorship in games, shall we? Or censorship in any media. So I've got a couple of examples, stuff like Silent Hill 2, Gun, the old cowboy game, and Postal. For those of you who haven't heard that game, go and watch it. And you'll understand why people do not like that game if they're not gamers. But yeah, so sort of censorship in gaming, obviously. How far is too far? How much is okay to censor? How little is it okay to censor? Should censorship be a thing at all? Like, what are our feelings on it? Where do we think the line is drawn?
Well, coming from a place where, we've got a high tolerance for kind of violence and nudity and all this kind of thing. Like, obviously it feels like censorship is a bit kind of skewed in some places, because I know some European countries will just like really kind of go hard on
Australia,
certain things. In Germany, I'm thinking of. They like kind of have issues with certain things. I mean, obviously they like to censor their own path as well, but we won't talk about that.
Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah. So it's stupid the way you can like have the same game, but like 2 minutes has been shaved off, or one scene has been a little bit altered, or It just seems very like pedantic.
Yeah.
And age ratings are going like different in certain places than other ones.
Yeah.
But age ratings only mean anything in this country? Probably not.
Well, a 15 here doesn't necessarily mean a 15 somewhere else. I know there are 15-year-old rated films here that are 18 in other countries. Because that's why you have both the one with the blue circle, which I believe is the European one.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure. But one of the famous ones for censorship was South Park, the game, when it first came out. There's a interesting scene with aliens, shall we say. That for anyone that was part of the European Union, that got cut. That was too far. So that's an interesting one. I wonder if that's changed now. I wonder if we go and play the game now we're not part of the EU anymore, we can see the scene.
Well, somehow doubt they've patched it back in.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But, yeah, no, I mean that's I don't know. I find it fucking ridiculous personally. I grew up playing a lot of violent games. Don't get me wrong. I'm all right. I think it's just important to differentiate between fantasy and reality. Don't be stupid.
Like, on a base level, censorship is probably good. Oh, I don't know if censorship is the right word, but age ratings and stuff.
Age ratings, absolutely, yeah.
Because you can't be taking your babies to go watch Saw. Yeah. But
yeah, no. But for
that's just like common sense.
FIFA shouldn't be a rated 3. It should be rated 18 because there's gambling in it. But we'll skip over that. But obviously there are lines that need to be drawn here. So there was like a 2-bit version of the awful atrocity that happened in America, which was the Columbine shooting. Someone actually made like a 2-bit game of it. Fuck you for a start. That's disgusting. Stuff like that. Yeah. Don't do that. That's like glorifying what fucking happened, which is foul. So that kind of shit. No, you don't do that. But if it's like, as you say, like a game like Saw or just a very violent or graphic game,
or if it's just depicting like political kind of radicalism or something. Then
I mean,
you don't need that.
I know GTA 5 got a lot of shit for their campaign because obviously the Trevor torture scene.
Oh right, yeah.
Which is it is actually quite extreme. But I mean, again, it's a game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if these parents have ever seen GTA before, but it's not exactly a tame game.
It inflicts worse on random people.
Yeah, exactly. And this is another thing that gets me as well. It's like it just seems like they ignore the age ratings on games. GTA never pretended to be for kids. It has an 18 sticker slapped on it. Rockstar said themselves, it's an 18-year-old rated game. Don't fucking play it if you're not. But you bought it for your kid. Shut up. So I think there is a certain amount of censorship that should happen in games, but I don't think it should be sort of like, oh well, you can't have that in a video game because it's too graphically sexual, or
we can't show 2 seconds of this clip because he sees too much of someone's leg.
Yeah, or like there've been scenes in games. I think the most controversial one is probably Hot Coffee, which was San Andreas, I believe. The mission Hot Coffee, which was still in the coding of the game, but Rockstar just took that part out of the game, but you could still access it, and then some very intelligent child accessed it through coding, so it was like a really detailed sex game, and that got out and got shit. But I don't think there's anything wrong with sex in video games. Or violence, for that matter. Violence in video games does not cause a violent human being. It just doesn't. These fucking politicians and government MPs can say whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't. Otherwise, I'm fairly certain there wouldn't be many people left on the planet.
Yeah.
A lot of people play violent video games.
Yeah, I know. Very popular.
No one would be left alive if that was true, I don't get that kind of thing. What's kind of your take on that? Like, do you think games can really cause someone to be violent? Do you think?
No.
Maybe that's the wrong way to put it. Because I guess if you have some underlying mental disorders, maybe it can influence you. I could buy that.
It's basically going to cause a violent person to be more violent, or not more violent, but more creative.
Yeah. It's someone who's already violent is going to be violent. Unless they get help. That's just how it is. Games do not cause you to be violent.
Yeah, it's like all these things are kind of suitable for sane-minded, average Joe individuals.
Yeah.
But if someone is on the edge or something, then anything's gonna trigger them.
Yeah.
Um, so it can't just be put down to video games. But
No.
video games just have to be something that you can access very easily without having to leave your house.
It's a form of entertainment.
Just like movies and what have you.
And I think a lot of people that talk about censorship in video games as well are not gamers themselves. Like, I'm fairly certain that most people out there would say, yes, don't make a game on a fucking atrocity. Like, that's just... don't make a game where you play as, let's say, someone who used to run Germany and literally enact all the things they did. I'm fairly certain if someone made that game, they'd be in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But, it's like a game, for instance, like GTA or like Postal, or Saw, or many other violent games. Like that's okay. It's okay to have violent games and stuff. Like, it's not going to cause that much of a fucking issue unless you let it. That's another thing as well. You unnecessarily bring attention to something that doesn't even cause that many problems. You're going to make it cause more problems.
Yeah.
Which is what happens.
Yeah, just like
Chill.
Listen to the age ratings, and you should be okay.
Exactly. Follow the age ratings. Although, unless it's a game by EA, Activision, or Blizzard, because they'll just chuck microtransactions at you. Ignore
Don't
those
give your
assholes.
child your credit card.
Yeah, no. You won't have any money left. These scumbags will get every little bit out of them.
Bleed them dry.
Bleed them dry. Right. Got something else, good sir, that you would like to discuss?
Talk about a few films maybe I've seen recently. I watched a few Netflix films. There's Villains, which I watched yesterday, which is very good. It's got Bill Skarsgård in it.
I like that.
It's kind of like, obviously it's called Villains, so there's no real good protagonist in it. Like, two bad people break into two other bad people's house and now bad things. You can't really justify anything, but it's like, who's the bigger villain here?
Yeah.
But it's quite funny. It's marked as like a bit of a dark comedy as well. So it's quite entertaining, quite funny. I wouldn't say it transcends the great heights of filmmaking or anything, but it is good. Solid 6 or 7 out of 10, I'd say. And then I watched another horror one called Beneath, I think. I don't know if I mentioned this one last week, last time, but that's just a typical, Netflix. The Netflix curse of kind of films of being like very average.
It was average.
Very average. I'd say that was about a 5 or 6 out of 10. That one is a modern horror house invasion. Is she making it up? Is she not? Kind of thing. And it's kind of average acting, average storyline. Meh. Some good bits, but
just average.
Average. Average a few times. Average.
That's fair.
I've watched a bit of moving on to TV series, a bit of Loki, which I'm quite enjoying. I've only got 2 or 3 episodes into that, but it's very very good. It does actually remind me of Doctor Who, kind of all the kind of banter between the cast and whatever and the traveling different planets and stuff, and obviously the time travel aspect of it.
I'm looking forward to watching Loki. It's gonna be good.
So as far as Marvel TV series go, I'd still say Falcon and the Winter Soldier was very much more of a Marvel series that I like. It's like a bit more grounded and actiony, but a bit more serious in tone as well, which I quite liked in that.
I mean, I've just finished the 4th episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. But where Cap, prick, basically, as I like to call them, just kills someone with the shield, and there's just blood up the
John Walker.
Shocking how bloody that was. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Really is a gripping storyline. He doesn't really make you hate the character. That character got a lot of shit, didn't he? The actor got a lot of shit for it, didn't he?
I feel bad for the actor because that's his job.
I know. That's just a testament to how good
he's doing a very good fucking job of making me hate him. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking can't stand the prick. Although, saying that, at the same time, he did watch his best friend get murdered in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
So he snapped, essentially. But this is why you shouldn't do what he did, and you shouldn't be...
Fight fire with fire.
Yeah, it's just, no. This is why Steve... It wasn't the strength with Steve Rogers that made him Cap. It was the personality, the kindness, the willingness to
Morals.
provide love and care and look after people, not revenge.
And ass. Can't forget the ass.
Yeah, not nice. But yeah, it's very good. I'm looking forward to Loki. And what else?
Yeah.
There's Eternals, Black Widow, quite a few.
Yeah, there's a good couple.
One trailer that we can talk about. No Way Home. Did you?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Wait, you haven't seen the new Spider-Man trailer?
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about games.
Oh no! The Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh man,
Okay.
I'm so pumped.
I'm very excited for that. Yeah, I've loved all of the new kind of Tom Holland Spider-Man films. So this one's gonna be as good, I'm sure.
Oh, I mean, it's gotta be. Electro's in it, like clearly, and it's been confirmed it's Jamie Foxx's Electro as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's already one of the Spider-Men, and then you've got Doc Ock who just turns up. Hello, Peter. It's like, oh my god, my childhood.
Yeah, it just looks so good. Yeah, I was rewatching some scenes from Spider-Man 2 to see Doc Ock.
Yeah. Oh man, it looks. I cannot fucking wait. I'm Green Goblin, and I am fucking positive that was Willem Dafoe's laugh as well. Absolutely positive. I can't wait, and I hope to God we see Tobey Maguire in a Spider-Man suit.
I think we will.
Please. Like, I hope so, because that is a film I will happily go to the cinema to see, because I fucking cannot wait.
That and The Kingsman. The Kings.
Yes, The Kingsman actually looks quite interesting.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I'm as pumped for that as I am for Spider-Man now. Childhood.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the soundtrack's going to turn out, whether he's going to use the themes from the previous films as well. It's just that's just for me being a nerd about the soundtrack. But
I think the soundtrack does sound really, and if you listen to the actual trailer music, it does sound like a bit of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man music is in there. So maybe he is going to take inspiration. I'm just glad they've brought the multiverse into this, because that's going to open, like, the fact that this is going to become the Sinister Six. Like, that, let's be honest, that's what's going to happen. I just can't, like, explain how excited I am. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I haven't been this hyped for a film in years.
Yeah. When's it coming out?
This December.
Oh, nice. That's Kingsman is coming out then as well.
Yes.
I'm going to visit the cinema then.
Yeah, good month. Good month for...
Good month.
It's going to be a good
just
month.
in time for Christmas, yeah. When everyone's like locked up and in lockdown or whatever,
yeah.
yeah.
Again. When the world's dying again. Yeah.
Yeah. And everything's so serious. I think cinemas will probably close, so it won't release in December. Oh,
God. Yeah, no, I'm extremely excited, to say the least. Although, one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, a lot of people don't think of that, or I say a lot of people, there's like two things that I've seen. There's like a bit of a thing, like with Doctor Strange, right? The part that he winks at Peter, when obviously he's like, oh yeah, I won't, he turns to Wong and goes, I'm not going to cast that spell, and then he looks at Peter and winks. People don't think that's Doctor Strange. People are convinced that's someone else. That's like, they're convinced that it might be a sort of, how do we put it? A man that likes to cause mischief and shapeshifts.
I was thinking that because
Loki, but I don't know.
Why would Doctor Strange put the fate of the universe at risk just to like stop Peter from being known when the rest of the Avengers are known anyway?
Exactly. And not just that, but it's the attitude that he has towards it as well. Like, he's so jokey about it. Yeah, and it's not like he's bothered by it. He doesn't really care. He's like, oh yeah, of course, no, I can change the world for you.
Under the influence of something.
But then it's like, also, when Tom Holland's talking to him, he's like, oh, what, MJ can't remember? And it's, stop talking. But then, it's like more serious, so I don't know.
I'm kind of hoping it's like something deeper than that, rather than just thinking, oh well, they're just doing stuff to make the
I think if they did that, that would ruin Doctor Strange, because Christ, he wouldn't even give up the stone in Endgame, because he was just like, no, there's no way to win if I give you it, so no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see how they go with it. Hopefully, I hope they don't mess it up.
They won't. No.
But-
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know it's Spider-Man, but I mean, Black Widow has not been exactly received very well, and a lot of people are having some serious doubts about the Eternals, and I get it because they're not really part of what is known as the main characters now for Marvel, but still, I don't know. I'm excited, but there's a lot. They're doing a lot in this film. Think about it. They've got the multiverse. They've got all the Sinister Six. They've got, what could possibly be multiple Peter Parkers. They've got Doctor Strange, and I have a funny feeling we might see Scarlet Witch as well.
Yeah,
I think she's going to turn up in there, like at some point.
They've done. Yeah, Marvel have been killing it recently though. They've done way more hits than misses.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Black Widow is probably the first one that I've ever seen that's sort of made them worry a bit. Because I think they have actually pulled Eternals as well. I think they're doing a bit more work on that now. Which
Scarlett Johansson's put me off watching that Black Widow.
I don't know. I feel like it was an unnecessary film. I think that's why it's not been received well.
Yeah.
I think she deserved her own film, but it should have come sooner. Because let's face it, her character is dead.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to swallow that pill.
Yeah. So I mean, but we'll see.
Unless there's like something more introduced in the film that kind of sets more things in motion, or is it just very self-contained?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Well,
but...
I obviously know who has the shield at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I think that's just fairly obvious.
Yeah.
So we know that's going to play a part. Phase 5, they're going to be introducing Blade.
Okay.
Okay. It's not Wesley Snipes, though. So I'm a little bit...
Well, who is it? Morgan Freeman?
No, it's... what's his name? Oh, I can never pronounce his name. Muldalby... Abby? I butchered that. It's the guy who played one of the bad guys in the Luke Cage series on Netflix.
Right.
Christ, I can't remember his sodding name, and that's very upsetting. He's a very, very good actor. I actually do love him as an actor. I can't pronounce his name. But he got announced to be playing Blade. I think it was like 2019. When was it? It was when they released Phase 4, and that was before everything. So maybe 2019, I think. He got announced. So that's going to be cool. And then obviously we've got like the next Guardians film and stuff like that. But James Gunn's already given a little teaser that he's not scared to kill off main cast members from Guardians.
Oh, no.
So, and Groot's getting his own film as well. I Am Groot.
Yeah.
Which is
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, didn't see that one coming.
Everyone loves
How popular Groot is.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to kill off Groot then.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
I am Groot's corpse.
I am Groot's corpse. I feel like Phase 4 has been a little bit slower because they've obviously had series more than they've had films.
Yeah.
But I like them.
I like the direction it's going. It's different. Curveball.
It's just this multiverse now. As long as they get this right, that's it. They have unlimited possibilities and they will be making billions for years.
Yeah.
If they get this right.
With the scope of the multiverse, I feel like it makes more sense to kind of go into TV series a bit more because you can get a bit more time to explain. It's confusing as hell.
Yeah. Well, this is why you had WandaVision with Scarlet Witch in the end, going through the book, because she's looking into the multiverse. That's the part of it. That's why everyone has kind of gone, well, she's going to be in Doctor Strange too then.
Yeah, and Loki is very highly
multiverse. From what I've heard, Loki is very sort of hopping around the different places and seeing many things that give away little hints. So I'm looking forward to that. And
it's very much diving headfirst into that.
And of course, people in the No Way Home trailer are convinced that Matt Murdock from Daredevil the Daredevil is obviously Peter's lawyer.
Okay.
Because if you look at one of the posters behind Peter as well, Devil Horns, they're convinced that it's Matt Murdock from the Netflix series. That one I think is more speculation. Just because he has a lawyer there that's in the same t-shirt or same shirt that that he wore in Daredevil, I don't think you can conclusively say.
And we're getting the next Venom film as well.
Yeah. Let There Be Carnage. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's going to be very, very good.
That does look good as well.
I would love to see if Sony have, because clearly Sony have given Marvel the permission to use Doc Ock and Electro and stuff. I'd like to see Venom. I'd really like to see Tom Hardy go up against Tom Holland. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, the Toms.
That would be so good. But only time will tell, I guess. So
Yeah. So eventually they're gonna have it's what the fans want, So
yeah.
don't have to listen to
Kevin
the
Feige
fans.
seems pretty screwed on when it comes to knowing what he's doing. Like I said, I think the only thing he's kind of failed on, I haven't watched Black Widow yet, but that seems to be the only one that's kind of not hit the mark, probably what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Not that, again, I don't know if it's a good film or a bad film. I haven't watched it yet, but just from reception.
And I've heard Red Guardian, I think that's what it's called, is pretty funny in it. So
David Harbour in it.
Yeah.
Excited.
He's good in Stranger Things, so yeah.
I thought he did a good job as Hellboy as well, but obviously the script was not good.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But there we are.
There we are.
One film I did watch finally was Spiral.
Oh yeah.
As a big fan of the Saw franchise, it's not a Saw film, and it should not be in the book of Saw. It just should. It's a great film, right? Chris Rock is fantastic. Samuel L. Jackson is really good. The plot twist is excellent. The build-up is really good. The traps in it, although there's not many of them, pretty fucking good. I feel like it was a detective murder mystery, and then it got just thrown in to become a Saw spin-off.
Okay.
That's how.
So
it feels.
It's like less gruesome than...
or no?
More gruesome.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's as gruesome, but what I would say is the traps they have are pretty rough. I won't lie. They're more like, oh Jesus, not so much outright blood and gore, but just very uncomfortable. I think two of the traps for me didn't work, didn't land. They weren't really traps. They were kind of just, oh, that person's dead now.
Yeah.
All right. And another thing that as well, it was the same problem the last two Saw films had, is that they're not traps that are, inspired by John Kramer. John Kramer did not murder people, like, physically. He put them in a position they could have saved themselves in, but gave them a choice. That's the idea behind it anyway.
Yeah, the idea before it got a bit convoluted.
Yeah, but that's what John Kramer did. John Kramer didn't make the traps impossible to survive, whereas in Spiral, they are impossible to survive, and there is a motive for that. I won't spoil anything, but it's a good film, right? It is. I know it might seem like I'm poo-pooing on it, but it is. It's a very good film. I just don't think they should be making it connected to Saw in any way, shape, or form. It should have been its own thing. I know one of the criticisms, when I made that criticism, because I watched this with Vic was like, yeah, but if they didn't connect it with Saw, they would have just been told they were copying Saw from the traps and stuff. I went, yeah, but I feel like it would have worked better without being connected to Saw. It just, as a huge fan of the Saw franchise and someone that really delved into it and found the lore interesting and everything about it, I feel like the film could have carried... It feels like... This is how it feels, right? It feels like they occasionally just go, oh, don't forget, this is in the Saw universe. It's like just to remind you, It doesn't...
Because that's the cash cow, isn't it?
Yeah. The film itself is capable of carrying itself as an excellent piece of
cinema. There's probably like a producer issue, isn't it? Like, oh, we need to keep on, plugging the Saw thing because we're not confident that this film will sell well.
I think John Kramer comes up once, and that's not even properly. It's like a picture. And they occasionally go, oh, it's like the Jigsaw killings. Like every now and then when they haven't said it in like half hour. Just to remind you.
Did we mention?
Yeah, it just feels like, oh, they're just shoehorning it in because they don't have confidence in the script. It's like, Chris Rock was fantastic. As a comedian actor, the man can fucking act. He was excellent in the film. By far, the shining star in that film was Chris Rock. He did fantastic in that role.
I guess it's that thing where it's just mentioned earlier about the creativity, like people not wanting to take risks anymore. They want to kind of drain the previous success and, make it so that you don't forget that, what you're watching is actually Saw or whatever.
What I'd like to see, because they've clearly set it up.
Lost faith.
yeah, absolutely. What I'd like to see from Spiral now is if they do make, if they do make more Spiral films, then don't rely on Saw. Don't rely on Jigsaw. Don't rely on the franchise.
Take it in a different direction.
Not even just that. Let the film carry itself. It doesn't need... Like, it's fine. Okay, you want to bring Pigface back? Cool. That's fine. It's like a copycat. I get it. That's fine. Whatever. But, don't keep fucking shoehorning Jigsaw and fucking reminding us that there are the Saw films as well. Let the film carry itself, because it is capable of doing so. It doesn't feel like it needs, I didn't need reminding. Don't forget, Saul's there. John Kramer exists. Don't keep reminding me of.
We've had 7 films or 8 films of that, so we're kind of ready.
8 films, 3 or 4 of which were actually fairly good. I think 4. The first 4 films, pretty good. After that, bish it. But
I think we're ready to move away from John Kramer.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what they've tried to do with this one. Is they're trying to set up the premise for another person, but just don't try to keep reminding us that it is from the Saw universe, because why? Otherwise, the film is opening itself up to be criticised more, because the traps are not jigsaw traps.
Yeah.
They're not, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, because it is a bloody good film, so I'll just leave it at that. It's an excellent film, and it should have been allowed to carry itself instead of, constantly reminding me. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yes, that's all I will say. I don't want to spoil anything, because like you said, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's on my list to watch. Hopefully it comes to something I can watch it on.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Well then, sir, have you got anything else?
Destiny had a new update where it's kind of buy our new season and then buy the 30th anniversary edition, because we've decided to delay the next expansion until next year, and then buy that new expansion, please, deluxe edition, please. It just feels a bit like that.
They want more money. Bungie.
They have managed to build a good game and like a dedicated user player base, which a lot of people will buy into all this stuff. But it kind of felt like a lot when you want to be like, because they had their little stream for like new content and things, and like you don't want to be hearing about, by the way, this is about 120 quid's worth of stuff here that you've got to buy to keep up with everyone on a game that is many years old, a franchise that is many years old now. That kind of like stuck out for me as like a bitter end to it, but yeah, the content that come in looks good. It relates back to Oryx and all that, kind of the high peak of Destiny 1. So let's see how it goes, but I'm not willing to put my money where my mouth is at the moment.
Understand.
But they've introduced crossplay as well, which is a new thing for the Destiny universe, which is quite cool. So everyone can play together.
Yeah.
But apparently there's this weird thing on Stadia. You can actually see the Xbox and PlayStation symbols of people who are playing, but on PlayStation or Xbox you can't see the other platform symbols because they don't want to advertise those platforms. It's such a weird, complicated thing. But it's funny how it like kind of got through on Stadia, because they're like, we're just happy people are playing this game on Stadia.
Thank you for using Stadia. We thought we were going to lose money.
We're just happy to have people here.
We're just happy you're here.
But I don't know how this whole crossplay thing is, like the fine print of it all. Like I know Sony has been in the past a bit dubious about crossplay,
which is fucking hilarious to me, because it would only help.
Yeah, I know.
Sony need to fucking pull their head out of their arse and stop being so fucking arrogant.
It's because they're the market leaders, aren't they?
Well, market leaders, yeah. Microsoft could buy them out, and literally it would be like a fart in the wind for them. Like, this is something Sony needs to start realizing. You are not better than Microsoft. You don't even come close. Your money is like what Sony is worth. I think we talked about this. What Sony is worth in total, Microsoft paid more than that to buy Bethesda and all the other ones. And it didn't even touch them. And they made their money back in 3 months.
Yeah.
Sony, you are not bigger than Microsoft. Don't act like you are.
Yeah.
Like, you're a great company, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I prefer PlayStation to Xbox. But Sony are starting to become a little bit big for their shoes, I think. And they need to start being a little more open-minded. I know. Yeah. I mean, half their fucking servers are run by Microsoft. Literally.
It's just like the whole industry needs a bit more of a cooperation with each other.
Do you know what? Because a lot of people go on about this fucking stupid console wars. And it's like, why? If they work together, it would only benefit us as the consumer. Like, think about it, right? If Microsoft went, you know what, Sony, we're going to throw you a bone. here's how we do backwards compatibility. Feel free.
Mm.
Imagine how happy, like, PlayStation people, I'd be over the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, a little bit of cooperation, and Sony could go, hey, this is how we managed to create the technology we did for the PS5.
Yeah.
Implement that, and it makes your console a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I know they are slowly kind of releasing more patches for like backwards compatibility. Horizon Zero Dawn was the latest one to get the 60 frames treatment, which is I had a little go on it. It's beautiful.
I have not yet. I've seen footage though, and it looks good.
I replayed through Infamous Second Son as well.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd only actually played the good version of it, so I had to be an asshole and do the bad version.
I hate those games, man.
It
upsets me so much. I still think I need to
horrible.
I still need to play the bad version of that as well. I don't think I did. I think I did the good one and then go to bed.
Yeah, that runs at very smooth, 60 frames as well. I was like, oh, so good.
Oh, fair dues.
That's like it didn't need anything. It just like got enhanced by the PS5's power, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I've got through that one. Now I'll probably move on to Horizon when I get bored of my current offerings.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
But yeah, so I've been taking advantage of the backwards compatibility a little bit recently.
The thing is, the PS5 is so capable, man. I just don't get why. I know it's not easy probably to code for older games, especially PS3. Again, we've talked about this before. The PS3 is a nightmare apparently to backwards compatibilize full, but PlayStation 2, there's loads of games on there.
Yeah, and a lot of them ran at 60 frames anyway.
Exactly, and you know, PS4, that's great. Most of that, well, pretty much all of them are backwards compatible. I think there was like, what, 9 or 10 games, was it, when they first released it? So that's fine. But I just hope that they start putting more and more through and aren't charging people for it. Just go, hey, if you got the disc, throw it in. Which would be nice. But I don't know. We'll see.
Obviously, the director's cut of Death Stranding has been like advertised, and that's coming out very soon.
I like Death Stranding wasn't a bad game, but I played like 4 hours of it, and it was just like not for me.
Yeah,
it's a good game. I like it. I like the idea. Fuck me, it was tedious, and that was just the first 4 hours. The game is apparently like 40 or 50. I was like, nah, mate, no.
Yeah, I've seen certain things that happen in the game. It looks interesting, but I don't know about stuff in between.
And the thing is, right, the music in that game is fantastic. And I was sitting there and I was playing it one time, and I remember I was sitting there going, this is actually a really relaxing game. And I think if I really didn't know what to play, if I had nothing else to play, I'd probably play it for like 2-3 hours, listening to the music. It's really good. But it's also really fucking dull. And I get why people love it, and you know, some people like it, but for me it was really boring. Not bad, just there wasn't enough to keep me interested.
It's pretty much what I've heard everyone who's played it say. My friends got it, they played it a little bit, but they just like how Norman Reedus can make faces into the camera when you're in the in the base. But yeah, the novelty wears off after a bit. But they actually have to play it.
Yeah, the bad game, it's not a bad game, but it is one of those games I think that's spoiled by... Kojima has a very specific way how he likes to tell stories. I don't think it helped him in this circumstance. I think he dragged it out way too long.
Yeah.
Like, if the original game had been something like 15 to 20 hours, and then the director's cut was something like 40 hours, I would have got that. I would have been like, oh, do you know what? That's cool, fair enough, I get that. But apparently the director's cut doesn't even add that much. I think it adds like another location.
You can now zoom your parcels via a catapult.
You can now Amazon Prime them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they're literally taking away playtime by adding
yeah, but no, I
because
think
they didn't understand how annoying it was for people to play it.
I think the director's cut has got a new location, and I think there are a little few things thrown in here and there. But yeah, I mean, if people like the game, there you go, more content.
Yeah, we recognise it was boring to play, so you know, here's some speeded up things that you can do.
As someone that has bought Saints Row 3 like 5 times, I can't really say much. If you love a game, you're gonna buy it again. That's how it works. But
I understand there's a lot of love for his kind of games, but they're not really my thing, I don't think.
I think Metal Gear Solid was pretty good. I remember playing it as a kid. I wasn't very good at it because I'm not good at stealth, but I didn't hate the games.
I played some Metal Gear Solid 5, I think. And it was good, the intro, but then I just kind of got bored of it.
Survival was very boring for me. I played like 2 hours and was like, eh. they fucked this. But that wasn't actually a Kojima game. That was just, Konami trying to revitalize it, I think.
Yeah, and he's gone on record saying, I'm going to make games for as long as I'm able to. He's like, okay,
fair dues.
Fair enough.
Where's fucking Silent Hills? Give us that back, you bastard. But,
just on his deathbed. Where's the Silent Hills?
I can't remember what. I think he did announce that he was working on another game, but I don't know what. You know what Kojima's like. He didn't fucking say anything.
Oh yeah, Norman Reedus spoiled that there's going to be a second Death Stranding or something.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised anyway, because Death Stranding made a shit ton of money, and Norman had a lot of fun making it. I mean, the actor cast he got as well for it. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
He was there. Fucking Norman Reedus. Fucking Baby Reedus. Baby Reedus, as I like to call him when I was playing it. Baby Reedus. Yeah. But, no. I look forward to seeing what happens from that.
Yeah.
But, yes, something I will talk about very quickly, and it is the last thing I've actually got, is the Saints Row reveal for the next Saints Row game.
Okay.
The backlash on this shit, man.
It's been backlash. I mean, I watched the trailer.
Really fucking bad. Like, you look at any of the trailers, people hate this. And I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say, a lot of people have been going, oh, it's woke. Oh, it's not my, hashtag not my Saints Row. Fuck off. Alright? If you don't like the game, don't fucking play it. Simple as. Oh, yeah, but I'm a mega fan. Yeah, so am I. I've been playing it since day one. Get over yourself. I think people are taking this kind of woke SJW fight thing too fucking seriously now at this point. I think a lot of people are like, oh, these people aren't gangsters. They're teenagers that are paying for their fucking tuition. I don't know. But who gives a shit? It's a game. It's
Saints Row. It's never been... Well, maybe the first one was maybe a little bit serious, but it's supposed to be knockoff kind of GTA, isn't it?
Well, like, the first two games were heavily about, the gangs and the characters like Johnny Gat, Shondi, and Pierce and things like that. And a lot of people, they give Violation a lot of shit for Saints Row 3, which I never understood. I think Saints Row 3 is a fucking amazing game.
I think that was just the right balance between the comical aspects and the serious story as well.
Unique enough to keep it to itself, but it kept the gang stuff, and that was cool. Over the top, ridiculous. I loved it. Saints Row 4, I can understand why people weren't a fan of it. I get it.
Yeah.
I like it personally, but I don't like the story to it. I think the story's stupid. But I like the game. And then Gat Out of Hell, the spin-off. That was okay. It was a nice little throw in there, just for fun.
Yeah.
Agents of Mayhem, we don't speak about that. That wasn't a Saints game. Volition, you fucked up with that one, though.
Yeah.
I like Agents of Mayhem, but it isn't a Saints game, and how dare you put Gat in there and try and win us over with it. But I think in regards to this one, the trailer looks really good.
Yeah.
The guy who played Johnny Gat is in the game, playing Kevin. So, I mean, one of your favourite voice actors is still in there, if you're a fan of Saints Row. And I don't know, I think they've made a good call here.
Well, it's like a reimagining, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's called Saints Row, it's obviously going to be like somewhat of a remake.
I think they are rebooting it, I think the idea is that it's going to reboot it. And, okay, I can understand maybe people would have preferred it if they rebooted it with the original cast. I get it, but I think people are shitting on this too quickly. Now, I do think how Volition are handling it on Twitter is abhorrent. Telling your fans basically haters gonna hate and to piss off just because they're criticizing you is not a good look for a company. Don't do that. All right? If you don't like it, just don't fucking reply. It's as simple as that. I appreciate that they've said they're not going to back down. This is how it's going to be. Get on with it. You fucked up with Agents of Mayhem already. The last thing you want to be doing is telling your fans to get fucked. Although I do think some people are being entitled little brats.
But it's not for them to say it, is it? It's like for the rest of us to kind of make our own judgments.
Exactly. I think at the end of the day, I understand why people are looking at this and going, this isn't Saints Row. There's no Johnny Gat, there's no Shondi, there's no Pierce, there's no gangs that we recognise. Fine. I get it.
And I've only seen one little
there's
trailer.
a tiny bit of gameplay reveal that came out as well. And it's literally Saints Row 3, 4 mixed with Saints Row 2. Who's complaining? Like, the Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3, in my opinion, are the best Saints games ever made. And if you put the two together, that is a game that is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I personally can't wait. I'm super excited. I love the Saints Row franchise. I love the series. I was very disappointed when Agents of Mayhem came out and it wasn't Saints 5. And I've been waiting for a Saints game a long time, man. And I'm pumped. I can't wait. And I think if you are one of these people that is super pissed off and super annoyed, maybe just go back and play Saints 2. Go back and play Saints 3, although people would probably say that I'm not a true fan because I like Saints 3. I don't care. I like the game.
But all these people who are complaining will buy it anyway.
I think well, I think some people are going to buy it. I think some may stick to it, but I think even more ridiculous is like, it's a fucking game. All right? If you don't like it, fair enough, you are entitled to air your opinion, right? But don't be a prick. If you type in, oh, well, this game doesn't look good to me, I'm not getting it. Cool, whatever. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
But when you start attacking people for it and saying, well, this is just SJW woke shit. What? Because it's a female protagonist? Grow up. There's
been a strong female protagonist. You could choose to be a female in the other one.
Like, I don't, like, I think it's because it's you can't choose your protagonist in this. As far as I'm aware, it is a female protagonist. That is it. You can only be female. And, okay, I understand maybe that is a bit fucking off-putting because it's like, well, I like to choose. I like to have the freedom to be whichever gender.
Right.
Okay, that's...
They wanted some customization.
Yeah, that's a criticism worth putting out there, but people aren't saying that. They're saying, this is woke. This is crap. I'm an incel. Like, it makes no sense. And... fair enough, criticize it on its actual warrants. Don't just say it's a shit game because it's got a female lead. Go fuck yourself. Don't be a fucking child about it. Like, I feel like a lot of companies, there are companies that make really stupid mistakes. Volition have made one of them, Agents of Mayhem. I'm going to keep saying it, right? I liked the game, but I understand why people fucking hated it, right? I hate the fucking game. It's awful. It is made with shit. Like, it was rushed out, broken at fucking launch. It didn't work. It was worse than Fallout 76. But, like, I don't know. I feel like people are being unfair. And I think this is the reason that we don't see many game companies are willing to take risks anymore. Because the moment they do, they just get fucking pounded with shit.
Yeah.
I was listening to one fucking guy rant about it earlier. And he was, like, calling them of really derogatory terms, may I just add. And, like, ranting about it in a video. It's like, yeah, because you now sound like someone that really cares about the franchise when you're using stuff like that. Like homophobic slurs and shit. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I've been playing from Saints 1. Have you? Then go back and play them if you really love them.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Like, and he was saying stuff like, well, if we don't shout and scream, they're not going to listen to us. They're not going to listen to us.
Haven't even played the game yet.
Yeah. You haven't played the game. Because if the game comes out and it's shit, I will fucking call it out on being shit. But we don't know. It's not coming out until February.
Yeah. That's with a lot of games that are coming out in February.
I think people have just forgotten. If you scream and are just angry at something, nothing changes. But if you go, look, guys, I like the fact you're trying to change this up, but I prefer the other characters. Sorry, but I do.
Yeah.
At least give us the choice to be male or female. I reckon they'd listen. But you're not. You're just calling them, homophobic slurs and really disgusting words, which, is just unbelievable. And it's like, and people wonder, why don't they ever listen to the fans? I don't know, because you sound like a screaming mob of babies.
Yeah. If anyone should be shouting and screaming, it should be at the people who are taking it way too far.
You're not helping.
They are man babies.
I'll say it, I do think that it is a mistake to have a forced female protagonist. I do. Because Saints Row has always been about being able to choose and have that customization and freedom, right? That doesn't mean the game's bad, though. We can't say if it's good or bad yet. We don't know. So, I don't know. I get people are entitled to not like how it looks. That's fine. People are entitled to not like the characters. That is fine. But don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism will always lead to improvement,
Yeah.
Disgusting insults are just going to lead to them not listening and messing a game up. This game could come out and it could be trash, but they're not going to change anything if you're just insulting them constantly. They need constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I agree. It does look a bit odd. Saints Row has always been about that gang. They look like gangsters. They are gangsters, kind of thing. And these look like a bunch of teenagers that came out of Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk. So I get it. It looks odd, but again, if you're not being I say polite. If you're not, you can get your views across in an aggressive manner, I guess. But there's a way to do it without sounding like a spoiled child that's not been given his milk.
Yeah.
But
because it's like they tried to blend, the Saints Row 3 and 4 with 1 and 2, like more kind of serious with more comic people who don't generally look like gangsters, because they didn't really look like gangsters in Saints Row 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It seemed.
They had like the fleur-de-lis and stuff like that, obviously, in Saints Row 3, but they were very cartoonish, very over the top.
Like, you could literally make your character have the big bahongas.
Yeah, you could give your character black eyes.
Yeah.
If you were a bloke, you could choose how big his knob was.
Yeah.
It was just little things.
And people are worried about how they look. Jesus.
I don't know.
I mean, they looked all right to me. The big gangster guy who looks very menacing looked like fucking.
I know, hench as fuck.
Yeah.
I like the look of it personally. I don't fucking know. The problem with me is that I don't want my fucking games to be filled with shitty politics, or I don't want to just look at something and immediately think, because there are games out there that have made specific choices, right? Last of Us 2, that is a fucking fine one to talk about. The game is fantastic. There is no doubt in my mind they made that a female-heavy roles because they were trying to be inclusive and woke. I get it, right? Still a good game though.
Yeah.
And this is what I just get sick of listening to gamers and shit when they talk about stuff, because people have stopped caring about the games, it seems, and are just trying to find a reason to be angry.
Yeah.
It's like you haven't even fucking seen the gameplay properly yet. You don't even know what the story is to this Saints Row, and you're already shitting on it.
It's like the same people go and see a film and not give two flying Fs about like the politics of it, and just say, oh, that was a bit shit.
Yeah. I personally, I don't understand that mindset. I don't. If you are one of these people,
but when it's a game, this is my life.
I know. If gaming, if if a game series is your life, get out more. Right? The Saints Row franchise is by far my favorite franchise ever created. It is a game that I would literally throw money at. I don't care. Like I said, I've bought Saints Row 3 5 fucking times. I love the game, but again, I might not like this game, right?
Yeah,
I might not like
not like certain aspects of it. Doesn't mean you hate the franchise.
But I don't know if I'm gonna like it yet. I don't know. There's still more we need to see. And what I feel sorry for as well is, like, I've seen people attacking the lead voice actress. Why?
Yeah, people get taken low blows.
It's not her fucking fault. She got hired for a job, you bellend. Like.
God, yeah.
But
it's just.
I don't know.
99% of the gamers who are looking forward to it, or fans, aren't going to be doing stuff like that. It's just the minority of people probably not even gamers or whatever, just stirring this shit up.
I know, and it's so frustrating, because this is why gamers have a bad rep, man. Because people like the few minority people who have the loudest fucking voices, who just spout shit, make the biggest fucking complaints.
Spout shit in the 10-minute videos.
Well, this guy was ranting for half hour, and I can tell you now, the fucking words he was using, I wouldn't be surprised if Volition didn't listen to him. Fucking pillock. I don't get it. I've been angry at fucking games before. Christ, the amount of rants I've done on this fucking podcast about games and films. But, like, there's a way you go about talking about things in a constructive manner. And just, I don't know, being racist, being homophobic and disgusting, and using
But that's what gets them the views.
Or just, it's just like saying things that you know is absolutely disgusting, like the worst words you can think of. This guy was spouting them off like it was fucking candy. And it's like
he was having a conversation with his nan about lunch.
Like her past. What did you think of ethnic people when we were younger, Nan? Oh, well, let me tell you. Like, it's like he heard all of those and just decided, I'll run with that. And it's It's disgusting, man.
And they think they're speaking for people, like everyone when they're not.
Like, I'm not stupid. All you've got to do is look at the like to dislike ratio on any of the Saints Row videos that have come out for this new reboot. People are not happy, right? And that's fine. Most people aren't being pieces of shit. That's the difference, you know.
Yeah. There's people like me who just watch the trailer for, oh, that looks pretty good, and not looked at anything.
I randomly saw it because I didn't even know they were rebooting it. I didn't even, and I saw it in Gamescom and I was like,
that cinematic trailer looks pretty cool, actually.
I was like, oh, damn. Finally, a Saints Row game that's going back to the gangs, not outer space and being stupid.
I was thinking, cool, we're going to get a next-gen Saints Row.
Yeah, that's what I was like looking at it going, okay, so they've gone back to the gang stuff from like Saints 2, but with Saints 3 graphics. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention that the lead is a female of ethnic origin? Oh, fuck.
That's always going to throw a few narrow-minded people out.
Fucking stupid bellends. I just don't get it. If you want to be like that, cool. Fucking live your life in hatred and annoyance, but
do us all a favour and don't buy the game and don't keep your opinions in it.
Yeah, do us all a favour. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. Again, I'm not saying, oh no, you can't like this game because, you don't agree with they're trying to push an agenda. All right, that's fine. I get why people look at it and go, that is an agenda. There clearly is one. But like, if you're not happy with that, fine, leave. I couldn't give a fuck if my protagonist was female, lesbian, fucking transgender, a man. I don't care. I just want to play a game and have fun. That is it. And if the game provides me with fun, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's it. That's all that should matter. And it's just mad to me that people find something so fucking stupid to be angry about.
Yeah. So in this day and age, it's like just not even something that is considered anymore. But it's just dragged up by these idiots.
Yes. But yeah, that's the last thing I've got. But all I can say is I am super excited for the game. Volition, please don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting for a new Saints Row game for a long time.
Yeah. Just absolutely annihilate these idiots and make it the best game it can be, and the gameplay is amazing there.
For God's sake, Volition, shut up on Twitter. Stop replying. Your replies make you look bad, and these people look good.
Yeah, they're probably aware that they've made an absolute stonker of a game, and they're like, we're going to show you.
It's like someone criticised them, and it was like a genuine criticism, right? This person wasn't being rude or horrible, and literally Volition just replied with the Saints Row account saying, haters gonna hate in a GIF.
Oh,
that
God.
is not a good look, Volition. Shut up and get on with your game. Don't reply.
Social media guy, behave yourself.
Yeah, if you're going to reply, be respectful to the people being respectful to you, right? Otherwise, people will be rude. I don't know. Right, enough on that. I don't want to drag it on and on and on and on and on. All I'll say is I'm looking forward to it. It looks promising. I look forward to seeing more on the game.
Yes, yeah. We won't spend 20 minutes on the same one.
Yeah, I have a habit of doing that.
But yeah, I'm pretty much good for the things that I have brought, so I don't have anything else.
Don't have anything else. There's a lot of stuff we could go on to with Gamescom, but we won't. We'll save some for next time, since we're almost at 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah. So yeah. All right then. Well, that is the end of the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much to...
I know I did.
I did. Thank you everyone who, offered up some questions. So Robin, Callum, there was a question that was put in by Josh, but it was more based around mental health and stuff. Maybe we'll do like a mental health special or something. We'll talk about some stuff. Get real deep and emotional. But that'll be for another time. No. But yeah, thank you, Sean, as always, for joining me.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure talking to you.
I had a fine time.
I had a fine time listening to you about people, James. But yeah, this was like a little bit of a different one. We thought we'd go off the formula a little bit. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it was fun. My recording software's froze. That's not fun. Hopefully this is still recording.
Yes.
But yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.
See you next time.
Mystery, and you and I, we got history, yeah. also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history.